Paige, first time headed into Pac-12 play. Where are the nerves at?
Honestly, I don't have like a lot of nerves. I'm excited to get after it in the pack. I think this is the part of the season where it really shows our team, and preseason's important, but I think pack is where a lot of people are going to realize how good our team is.
Chris?
Paige, last week, I think it was that first game against Portland State, but you went oppo like the entire game. Was that something that you've kind of been focusing on, is changing where you're hitting, kind of your approach at the plate, so that, you know, it's harder to gauge where you're at on the defense? Because you hit all three of them, I think, actually off the first baseman's glove, as it turned out.
Yeah. I think honestly that weekend for that approach, the pitches were throwing slow, and I really was focusing on really not pulling the ball. So I think I was really just seeing the ball and letting it get deep and just trying to get power that way. Honestly, hitting both sides of the field is important. So I think just keeping the players and the fielders on their feet and not really knowing exactly where the ball might be is important. So I think I was just really focusing on hitting the ball hard.
Ryan?
What's sort of your personal goal for Pac-12 play as you through conference?
Cut out.
Ryan, we lost you there. Can you ask your question again? I think we lost Ryan there for a second. Let's go.
Sorry about that.
I
battling some internet.
Ryan, we'll come back to you. Let's go to James Crepia.
Paige, now that you're 20 plus games in, what has been maybe an in-game adjustment or things that you're learning at this level when it comes to both in-game and overall? When, you know, when last we spoke to you, it was early on, you were just getting started and got off to a nice start, but people didn't have a lot of tape on you. And now they do have 20 plus games and nearly 100 at bats. So what has been some of the adjustments you've had to make now that there's just that much more that opponents can go off of?
Yeah, I mean, having film on you, it definitely makes it harder at the plate. And just, for example, like a lot of times a bunt for a hit would be something I'd go for. And now seeing some people up facing right next to me, it's hard to just put one down sometimes. So just like playing with them still and hitting the ball hard, making them move back a little bit earlier in the game, and then being able to start putting a bunt for hit down later in the game. But I think just knowing what they know against me now and what pitches that they might see me struggle on, it makes me want to work harder on those pitches during the week, just so I'm prepared for it. And yeah, I think that's just the big adjustment, knowing what my weaknesses are and just keep pushing through those.
Chris?
Paige, kind of segueing off of that, you're talking about your weaknesses. I mean, you've got tremendous ability at the plate, and you're making constant contact, but sometimes, you know, the ball just finds the glove, so to speak. What is there in your mental approach to kind of stay in game and engage defensively when you may be struggling offensively? I mean, how do you know, obviously that's not something you're wanting to do, so it's kind of a letdown. How do you make sure that you're ready for those 7 innings that you are out there defensively?
I think knowing that there's 8 other girls, I mean, the whole team also just behind me that can get the job done in certain times, it makes it easier going out on defense and just being in the moment at every single time. I think just being on defense, even if I'm not getting it done at the plate, I think I can still get it done on the defense where it might save a game and be helpful later on in the inning. And I think it helps carry into offensively too. And I think even, if the ball's being hit right up the player, I'm still want to be hitting it hard and it will come through at one point. So I think just knowing that and just keep trusting my plans and everybody's plans, it'll come easily.
Ryan?
What are some of your personal goals for Pac-12 play in terms of personal accomplishments as the season moves forward?
Yeah, I think personally, I just want to keep creating havoc. I just want to keep the team going. And I think it's important for me to do good, but also the team to do good. And I just want us to keep getting our little goals and completing those goals. We always go each inning, and before we go up to bat, we think about a small goal we want to accomplish. And I think even I can do that personally, and just having those little small goals as a team and individually will make us create that havoc on the field and up to bat. And I think that's something huge that we're focusing on, because we're a really deep team and athletic. And I think people are going to see that we're going to start running a lot and creating havoc where people are not going to really know what to do with the ball.